Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new week on House of Games. I'm Richard Osman. As always, I'm joined by four famous faces battling it out for this extraordinary trophy, depending on how you define the word extraordinary. I don't know if you agree with me, but this series, I think, has been much more competitive than the last one, and that is not going to change today, I don't think. Let's meet our players this week. They are Kelly Cates.
Hello.
Tyger Drew-Honey.
Hello.
Desiree Burch.
Hi.
And Matt Allwright.
Hi.
Welcome, everybody. Now, Kelly, one of our finest sports broadcasters, also from a sporting family, would it be fair to say you might be competitive this week?
The problem is I'm only competitive about things I think I've got a chance of winning.
OK.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I've got a chance of winning this, so we'll see. If I get competitive as the week goes on, then it's because I think I might win it.
Oh, keep an eye out for that. Just do, like, little slow-motion replays of the moment Kelly realises she's in with a chance. Tyger, how are you feeling about this week? What are your strengths and weaknesses?
I think I have all right general knowledge. I'll probably shoot myself in the foot by saying that, but I did actually used to captain a general knowledge team.
Oh, mate, don't say that. Don't say that
But
on
now
Monday.
I've really shot myself in the foot, so...
So we got our captain there, Desiree, welcome along. One of our finest comedians, but an American, which I worry might be a slight disadvantage on this show.
I think it's going to be a massive disadvantage.
This is how I'd sum it up. Bad for you, funny for the rest of us. That's how I see it's going to go.
I think that's accurate.
Desiree, at the end of the week, someone wins this trophy. But every day there's also a daily prize. Today, we have got a lovely House of Games golf umbrella, a House of Games lunchbox there, Desiree, House of Games cricket bat. I know you're a big cricket fan. House of Games toothbrush. Also, that thing on the right-hand corner is a House of Games fondue set. Yeah. How about that? If you were to win, which would you go for?
I think definitely the Brawley. I think just, you know, because it'll have your face on the side of it, and
That's
it rains
nice.
Constantly here.
Yeah,
so.
It's been very popular so far. Matt Allwright at the end there. Lovely to have you here.
Lovely to be here.
Sitting there confidently. Who do you see as the main rivals here this week?
I think Kelly is looking very sharp today. She's limbering up in the green room. I'm picking her out as the one to take the trophy.
I don't know if you've heard, but Tyger used to be captain of a general knowledge team. So I don't know. Right. Listen, it's just a rumour I heard. That's what I heard.
He's come out swinging, which
he really
is
has come out swinging,
yeah,
hasn't
really
he? Just listen. It's lovely to have you all here. Should we play our first game?
Yes.
Yeah.
OK. It is rhyme time. All that's going to happen, I'll ask you two questions at a time. The answers to them rhyme with each other. OK? Couldn't be simpler. Fingers on buzzers, please. Let's take a look at your first questions. Actress who starred in Calamity Jane and the Pyjama Game. And collective term for birds such as eagles and falcons. Kelly.
Doris Day, Birds of Prey.
Is the correct answer. Here's your next one. It's a picture question. What are these two things? That is Matt Allwright.
Sistine Chapel, Adam's apple.
It's the right answer. Well done. Here's your next question. Man's pouch worn on the crotch in the Elizabethan era. Greek mythological treasure retrieved by Jason. That is Matt.
Codpiece, golden fleece.
Codpiece, golden fleece is the right answer.
Wow. Well done.
Here's your next one. Famous gangster nicknamed Scarface. And film in which Kevin McAllister outwits the Wet Bandits. Kelly.
Al Capone, Home Alone.
Al Capone and Home Alone is the correct answer. Well done.
Yeah.
OK, I'm going to show you a picture now and play you a piece of music. They rhyme with each other. Who's this? And what is this song? That is Matt Allwright.
Tommy Cooper, Super Trooper.
Should we play a little bit more of that song and see if you're right?
That would be ridiculous.
It is the right answer. Well done.
You were waiting for it. Oh.
I mean, there's fast on the buzzer and fast on the buzzer, isn't there?
But when's that song from?
When's that song from?
What year was that song from?
Yeah, but it's still around.
1980 and almost every day since. It's always on the
Well
radio.
before he was born. That's so unfair.
I promise we'll do stuff that's outside of Matt's era at some point. We'll do some 2015 stuff for you. Here's your next one. Traditional nursery rhyme featuring a trio of rodents. Oscar-winning actress who married Daniel Craig in 2011. Matt.
3 Blind Mice, Rachel Weisz.
Is the correct answer. Well done. Here's your next question. Menagerie in Regent's Park. Swiss dish of melted Gruyere. Kelly.
London Zoo cheese fondue.
Is the right answer. Well done. Last question of the round. It's a picture followed by half a note of a piece of music. Here is your picture. Who is that, and what is this music?
You used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone.
Matt.
Billie Jean King and Ring Ring.
Is incorrect, I'm afraid. Anyone else want to buzz in? Yes, Desiree.
Billie Jean King's cell phone ring.
Is incorrect,
I mean, I
I'm afraid.
figured.
Not a million miles off. So I tell you the answer. I know some people at home have got it. It's Billie Jean King and Hotline Bling is the
I just
answer.
think that song's called Call Me on My Cell Phone.
It's amazing. It had a title as well. It's so weird. Let's see what the scores are at the end of that round. Tyger and Desiree still to get off the mark. Kelly with 3 and Matt in an early lead with 4. Shall we play another round?
Yeah.
Let's see what it's going to be. It is distinctly average. Now, this is a pairs game, so the person in last place gets to choose their partner. Desiree, you and Tyger are both in last place, but I will let you choose a partner for this game. Who would you like
I think
to
I'm
play
not
with?
going to move really far. I think I'm going to stick with Matt over here.
I tell you what, you may be bad on the buzzer. You're good at picking partners. That's it's not the worst idea I've ever heard. Tyger and Kelly, you are a team as well. This game is played on the tablets. If you take them out, please. Now, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. The answers are all numbers. I just need you to write down your best guess at the number, OK? I will then take the average of each pair's scores. Here's your first question. According to Guinness World Records, what is the longest time in minutes someone has held their breath? Goodness me. I mean, you're not allowed to say, like, half a minute, are you? Which would be my...
Personal record.
I'm assuming it's a long time. Has everyone written down an answer? Excellent. You can't hold your breath for longer than... I mean, you get the divers and stuff, don't you? Kelly, what have you gone for?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about free divers.
okay.
And I went for 7.
7 minutes. Tyger, what have you gone for? Have you matched your partner?
I went for 10.
10 minutes?
Because I think I remember watching David Blaine hold his breath for about 8.5 minutes.
Kelly, are you happy that he's dragged you up a little bit?
Yes.
Yes. Your average is 8.5 minutes, say Kelly and Tyger. Desiree, what's your thinking?
I also said 7, just because I feel like they told us in school that, like, after 7 minutes, you pass out.
Now, Matt, where have you taken the average of your team?
Well, I've skewed it up a little bit. I
hello.
said 9, because for
This
some
is
reason in my
interesting.
head, I had the number 9.
Oh.
Your average is 8. This is going to be very close, isn't it? Let's take a look. What is the longest time in minutes and who has won the point? Kelly, 24 minutes.
Off it.
Palm off it. 24 minutes?
Wow.
That's
That's not... How is that possible?
It was a professional freediver
Yeah.
did it, Alex Ventrell. So, listen, you're miles away, but you still won the point because
Yeah.
you were closest. Very well done. Here's your next question. In miles, how long was USA's Route 66 when it was originally certified in 1926? How long was the USA's Route 66? Got finally some pressure on Desiree now. she can't pretend she never heard of it. It's a tricky one. Has everyone written down an answer? Excellent. Desiree, have you got any
I have
inside
no
knowledge?
inside information on this, except for I know that it exists in California where I'm from, but I can't remember how far it goes. I've said 1667 only because there's 66 in the middle of it, and I
That's
wanted the
clever.
luck.
1667, says Desiree. Matt.
I'm really worried that I've incorporated Hawaii into this route.
There's no bridge to Hawaii yet, as far as I know.
5,000 miles.
Well, it just goes from St. Louis. There's the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get your kicks, and down Oklahoma City is oh so pretty.
But
And
I
it goes
feel
all the way to
like,
California.
it's like
That's
3,000
far too
miles
much.
from like LA to New York. So
Why didn't you tell me that before I put this?
Well, I couldn't very well tell you
That's
that.
like the sort of thing that even the Proclaimers wouldn't do that. 5,000 miles, would they?
They would do 500, then 500
then,
more.
they
I mean, if it went
yeah.
to Hawaii, they'd totally do it.
So your average, Matt and Desiree, is 3,333 and a half miles.
Crucial half.
Yep.
Kelly, what have you gone for?
I have absolutely no idea, and I've guessed at 1,000.
1,000 miles.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I have no idea.
Oh, that is
I've got
perfect
no
for
idea
claimers territory.
Well,
isn't it?
that's why.
They could do that in a day. Tyger, where have you gone?
So originally I was on 3,000, but then that felt a bit long, so I've gone for 2,000.
2,000. 2,000 miles says Tyger, 1,000 says Kelly. Your average is 1,500 miles. Let's see, how long was Route 66 and who has got the point? Desiree and Matt, 2,448.
Well done.
Well played. Well done. If you got closer to that at home, let's do one more. What's the answer to this? According to the latest figures from TV licensing, how many black and white TV licenses are in force in the UK?
What is a black and white TV?
Oh, here we go.
A license just
Here we
for
go.
a black and white TV.
What's ABBA? What's black and white TV? It's a license where you can just watch black and white TV. And I believe there are still some in force in the UK. I don't know how many. If you are watching in black and white, that's lovely. It's lovely to think some people are. Although your lovely red top is wasted.
Yes, as on the chairs on the set.
Oh, yeah. They're a beautiful sort of lemon yellow, the chairs. Has everyone written down an answer? Tyger. I'm trying to think what I would say. Maybe like 1,000 or something? So, I don't know.
I've gone quite near to that.
OK.
I've gone for
1,500. 1,500, says Tyger.
But no idea, really.
Kelly, have you gone close to your partner?
Nowhere near.
Oh, 10,000.
I went 10,000.
OK.
Purely just, I think, as a proportion of the number of people who have television licenses.
Absolutely. Your average is 5,750. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It kind of sounds right. I'm not saying it is, because I don't know, but it sounds good. Matt, take us through your thinking.
My thinking was it wasn't a round number. So I just pictured all of the people that would watch black and white television in my head. So I thought 2,368.
Desiree, what have you done to Matt's
I've gone
average?
entirely in the other direction, but keeping the odd numbers, and I've said 99.
99. Let's take a look at your average. That is 1,233 and a half.
All about that 0.5.
Again, that sounds convincing as well. Let's see, who's got the point? How many people still have a black and white TV licence in the UK? 8,000.
Quite a few.
You were close, Kelly, with your guess. Very well played. 8,000, blimey.
Wow.
The average worked out beautifully for you there, even though you had two very different answers. Well done at home if you got close to that average. Shall we take a look at the score at the end of round two? Oh, everyone's off the mark. That's nice. Desiree has 1. Tyger has 2. We have joint leaders, Kelly and Matt, on 5.
I'm bringing you down. I'm sorry about that.
How will we prize them apart? Let's play another round, shall we? And it is... Opposites attract. Now, in this round, we've taken our clues and changed them to their opposites. So if we were looking for the name of a British rock band and the clue was King, you would say Queen. Simple, that's all we've done. We'll show you a series of categories, we'll give you clues, you just have to say the opposite, OK? Fingers on buzzers, please, everybody. Here's your first category. So Shakespeare plays. What are the opposites of these clues? The answers are all Shakespeare plays. Hates Conservatives found. And that is Desiree.
Loves Labour's lost.
Is the correct answer. Well done. Here's your next one. The Miserable Husbands of Slough. Yes, Matt.
Merry Wives of Windsor.
Is the correct answer. Well played. That is a play I would like to see. Here's your next category. Desserts. Tropical rock. Yes, Desiree.
Ice cream?
Is incorrect, I'm
I mean, how
afraid.
can a rock have an opposite?
So I tell you the answer.
Yeah.
Tropical opposite Arctic. Rock, opposite roll. Arctic roll.
What's an Arctic roll?
Have you never had Arctic roll?
No.
Oh, you need to stick around in the UK for a bit longer.
Yeah.
It's lovely. It's like Swiss roll, but with ice cream in it.
What's a Swiss roll?
Oh, man. We do not have enough time for this, Desiree. I'm so sorry.
All right, I'll catch up.
Here's your next one. What is the opposite of this? It is a dessert. Devil disgust. Yes, Kelly.
Angel delight.
It's the right answer. Well done. Here's your next dessert. Striped Dom. Yes, Tyger.
Spotted dick.
Hey, finally.
Hey.
Final category is major sporting events. Here are the opposites. The dreadful plate. Yes, Desiree.
The Super Bowl?
It is the right answer. Well done.
I would have been expatriated if I didn't get that.
Here's your next one. The modest local. Shall we give up?
Yeah.
Should we take a look at the answer? I can't work it out at all.
Something international. Grand.
The Grand National. That's annoying. Grand National, well done if you got that. Here's your next one. Last question of the round. What's the opposite of this? The fires. Yes, Matt.
The ashes.
Hey, well done. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Well done if you got that. That's the end of that round. Let's take a look at what it has done to the scores. 3 for Desiree and Tyger. Kelly, you have 6. Matt just pulled 1 in front on 7. 2 rounds to go. Shall we play round 4?
Yeah.
It is going to be... Where is Kazakhstan? Where is Kazakhstan? You don't need to know where Kazakhstan is, don't panic, but you will need to know where some other places are. If you take your tablets out, please, what we will do, we will show you a map. This is today's map. Ooh, Asia. What I'm going to do is show you a series of clues. You just need to point on the map to the answers to those clues. So you have to sort of know the answer to the clue and then know where that is as well. It's like a doubly difficult round. Let's take a look at your first question. I need you to find this place, please. Mount Fuji. Where is Mount Fuji on the map? I promise you it is on there somewhere. It's not a trick question. Where is Mount Fuji on that map? OK, everyone is in. Kelly, have you ever travelled to Japan?
I haven't. I didn't go out to the World Cup in Japan.
Oh, sorry, I'm not saying that Mount Fuji is in Japan. Oh. It could be anywhere. It could be anywhere.
In Japan, isn't it?
Where did you think it was?
I did think it was in Japan.
OK,
yeah,
good.
but my geography's appalling, so I was prepared to be wrong.
And where have you
Expecting to be wrong.
put Mount Fuji?
Is that wrong?
Well, we'll find out.
Oh,
Tyger, did you think it was Japan?
Yes.
And where have you put Mount Fuji?
The same place as
Same
Kelly.
place.
Oh, no.
There's some safety in numbers, isn't there? There you go. Desiree, are you in the same place? Did you think it was Japan, first of all?
Well, OK. So I had an answer, and then I second-guessed it, and I thought it was Japan. And then I was like, wait a second, don't second-guess yourself. You know, stick with your original answer. You'll be mad if you're wrong, but now I'm mad because I am wrong. I'm dumb as rocks. And I think I thought that Mount Fuji was in Fiji because they sound similar, and then I guessed that's where it was vaguely in a series
so
of
you
islands.
thought Mount Fuji's in Fiji.
'Cause it sounds cute.
So I will put it in the Philippines.
Totally.
Yeah, you're quite right. Matt, have you gone for Japan?
I've gone for Japan.
And where have you put Japan?
I've put Japan up there.
Oh, hello.
That's where it is.
That's
It's going to be very interesting to see who's closest out of the 3 of those.
is it down to like millimetres?
Yes, who's closest? Yeah.
Really?
Who is it? Where exactly is Mount Fuji and who's closest? Oh, there it is. You're so
Wow,
close,
you
all
guys
of
are
you.
all on
I'm
it.
going to give all 3 of you a point there. You're all
Yeah.
so close to it. Very well done. Very well done.
You can take those 3 points from me for putting it in the Philippines. That's fine.
It's in Honshu. Here is your next one. Where's this, please? The Khyber Pass. Once the setting of a carry-on film. Where is the Khyber Pass? Where is the Khyber Pass? Everyone locked in an answer?
Yeah.
Why not?
Or locked in? We'll start with you, Tyger. Where in your head is the Khyber Pass?
Do you know what? I'd be lying if I said I knew
Not a
anything.
clue.
Like, literally no
So,
clue. I
tactically-
figured it must be on a border, so I just basically picked a random border.
Just linking China and Kazakhstan.
Oh.
Yeah, interesting. Desiree, what's your
I
thinking?
just made up some internal logic that doesn't hold, but
Okay.
I thought it had something to do with Russia and China, so I
Okay.
just kind of put it basically where a bunch of things cross. Be safe.
Yes, Mongolia, China, Russia, you've got everything covered there. Matt,
For some reason in my head, I knew it was a pass between India and another country, and it had to be another British imperial holding. So I thought it was India and Afghanistan.
let's have a look. I don't know exactly where it is, but that's, I think, roughly where I might have put it. Kelly, what are you thinking?
Vaguely along the same sort of lines, that it was India and
Somewhere.
But then I just got a little bit casual with the applying of the cross because I wasn't 100% sure. And instead of sticking it on a border, I think I may have just stuck it right in the centre. Yeah.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
Well, it's a nice little pattern we got there. We are a long way apart from each other. So where is the Khyber Pass and who is closest? Oh,
impressive.
not bad
Yeah,
at
well
all,
done.
Matt. Very well done.
Yeah.
There we go. It's between Afghanistan and what is modern-day Pakistan, the Khyber Pass. Very well played. Well played if you got that at home as well. Should we take a look at our last one of this round?
Yes.
We're looking for this, please. The tallest building in the world. The tallest building in the world. Where do you think that is at home, the tallest building in the world? Perhaps more important question is, what do you think it is? And then where's that? Is everyone in? OK, everybody is in. Desiree, we will begin with you. What do you imagine the tallest building in the world is?
I have no idea, but in my head, since we were in Asia, I thought it was in Dubai because it sounded like something they do. Yeah. But then I don't have any idea where the United Arab Emirates are.
That's the next question, isn't it?
I just put a big X generally where a lot of countries met up.
OK, so you think that famous holiday resort of Dubai is roughly in Afghanistan? Matt, where do you think the tallest building in the world is?
I, for some reason, thought it's in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. And only reason being that I seem to remember Tom Cruise doing something from it in one of the Mission Impossible films.
Let's see where Matt has gone. There we go. That is Malaysia. Kelly, what did you think the tallest building in the world is?
I've got this wrong twice. So I thought it might be in Hong Kong, but
Okay.
where I've marked is not Hong Kong. Yeah, double whammy.
I think you may be right on both counts there. By which I mean you may be wrong on both counts. That's in Russia. Tyger, what do you think the tallest building in the world is?
Well, I thought it was in Dubai as well, but I had absolutely no idea where Dubai is. So I've gone for figured it might be in Shanghai. And I was thinking maybe it's the Shanghai Tower or something. I don't really know
what you mean. Okay,
I don't know where Shanghai is, but I wanted to go fairly central in China with the hope that maybe the answer is Shanghai and maybe that's somewhere near Shanghai.
I mean, you couldn't get much further apart than the four answers there. Well, I can tell you the tallest building in the world is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, but where is that and who is closest? It's there, and so the closest is Desiree. How about that?
3 wrongs do make
The
a right.
lesson there is if you're asked what's the tallest building in the world, just put something in the middle of Afghanistan and you're going to win a point.
And someone will point you in the right direction.
Very well played, but you're absolutely right, it was in Dubai, and that, I think, helped you out. Let's see what that does to the leaderboard. 4 points for Tyger and Desiree. Kelly, you have 7, just 2 points behind. Matt on 9. Should we play our final round? It's always the same, and it's always Answer Smash. As always in this round, I'll show you a picture and give you a clue. Mash the answers together, please. 1 point for a correct answer, point off if you give me an incorrect answer. Ooh. At the end of this round, we will have our winner. Let's take a look at your first category. Kitchenware. Very high-octane stuff on Monday's House of Games. So the picture will be kitchenware, Tell us what that is and then smash it into the clue below, please. Here's your first one. Which empire, founded in the early 14th century, survived until 1922? That is Matt.
The Teapottoman.
Is the correct answer.
Wow.
The Teapottoman Empire. Here's your next one. Which branch of medicine is concerned with the diagnosis and treatment of skin disorders? Kelly.
Colon dermatology.
Colon dermatology is the right answer. You two are going to be good all week, aren't you? Well played, well done. If you got that at home, colon dermatology, here's your third one. Which green vegetable is also known as bindi or lady's fingers? Matt.
Wakra.
Is the correct answer. Well done. Your next category is famous Alexanders. Famous Alexanders. I can't think of any. Here's your first. What was the title of Jerry Lee Lewis's only UK #1? Kelly.
Alexander the Great Balls of Fire.
Alexander the Great Balls of Fire. Well played is the right answer. Who is this and what is the answer to this clue? Which alliterative phrase was notoriously repeated as part of Theresa May's 2017 election campaign? Kelly.
Alexander Armstrong and Stable.
Alexander Armstrong and Stable is the right answer. Very well done. He is a handsome fellow, isn't he? Beautiful singing voice as well, that guy. Here's your next one. In the fictional world of Flash Gordon, who is the evil emperor of Mongo? Matt.
Alexander Fleming the Merciless.
It's the right answer, Alexander Fleming the Merciless. Here's your next category. Pop divas. Those will be the pictures. Smash them into the clues below, please. Which expression of admiration derived from the word fantastic was popularised by the comedy duo The Crankies? That is Kelly.
Gloria Estefan Dabidozi.
It's the right answer. Well done, Gloria Estefan Dabidozi. Some of these are fun to say. Ooh, that is the end of that round. That is the end of our Monday show. Who is our first daily winner? Let's see who has won Monday's House of Games. It is Matt Allwright by 1 point. By 1 point. 4 for Tyger and Desiree, 11 for Kelly, 12 for Matt. What a game. Oh, you nearly had him there. Nearly had him with Gloria Estefan Dabidozi. Matt, you are our Monday winner. Which prize would you like to take home with you?
There is nothing there that I can see apart from fondue. It's fondue
set.
all the way.
Beautiful. Matt Allwright takes home a House of Games fondue set. He's a lucky fella. Let's take a look at our first weekly leaderboard. Tied third, so 2 points each for Tyger and Desiree. Kelly, you have 3. Matt, you have 4 to take through to tomorrow's show. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you at the same time, same place tomorrow. I'll see you as well, same time, same place as well. But for today, it's goodbye from the House of Games.
I had a fondue in France, and I had it with and it was one of the best things. It's like, why have we stopped doing it?
Yeah.